Great farmers, can anyone hear me? I need a yes from somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good evening, great farmers, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the August edition of the VD&S Farmer Center monthly webinar series. Our topic of discussion today is pesticide recommendation, labels and safety use part 2. It is a continuation of the webinar we had last month. This webinar is sponsored by Know Your Farm Hands. I am your host, Folake Aino, the MD of VD&S Farms, VD&S Feed Mill, and VD&S Farmer Center. VD&S Farmer Center is a one-stop input shop for both subsistence and commercial farmers. VD&S Farmer Center is an agrovet center that partners with reputable companies like East West Seed International, Royal Blue Contractors, and the likes to provide high quality seeds and other products for crop and livestock healthcare needs. Together with Royal Blue, both companies are the sole importers of high quality certified East West seed to Nigeria. VD&S Farmer Center is involved in the sales, marketing, and distribution of seeds, seedlings, fertilizers, growth media, agrochemicals, biochemicals, irrigation drips and accessories, veterinary medication, vaccines, animal feeds, additives, drugs, biosecurity products, poultry and livestock equipment, and other agricultural nationwide delivery options. VD&S Farmer Center also offers mentorship, training, consultancy, extension services, and veterinary and regulatory. VD&S Farmer Center is located at number 19 Ajegule Street, along Ikorodu Itoikin Road, Temo, Ekwe, Lagos. It is opposite Citizens Comprehensive College. For more information about our products and services, please visit www.vdsfarmsonline.com. Now we will take a short message from our sponsor, Know Your Farm Hands. Know Your Farm Hands is represented by Mr. Bisola Ajayi.
Has hiring reliable and hardworking farm hands been a nightmare for you? Have you had incidents of pilfering or stealing by your workers? Have your profits been eroded by activities of insincere workers? Introducing Know Your Farm Hands. Download Know Your Farm Hands app from the Play Store on your Android device and start registering your farm hands for free. When you register on this app, you'll be able to verify your prospective farm workers. Each farmhand is added and reviewed by farmers just like you. All you have to do is create an account, enter your information, then log in. Then, by clicking at the bottom left corner, you can search your potential farmhands by name, email, and phone number until you find the farmhand you are looking for. Farmers who have worked with your potential staff will flag them and provide information on their experience. Register your own farmhands on the app. Their fingerprints can then be captured as a unique identification for each farmhand. Once they're registered, just click Flag to review them. And if you need help along the way, send an email to support@knowyourfarmhands.ng or phone either 0705 368 0191 or 0809 091 5139. Know your farmhands and be stress-free.
Thank you, Know Your Farm Hands. We're about to go into the webinar proper now, and I'd just like to state a few rules and guidelines that we have. We would like to have a seamless and uninterrupted session, so we please implore every participant to mute their phones or their devices. Questions, comments, clarifications, suggestions, etc. should be typed and sent via chat. We will collate this and read them out, and they'll be responded to during the question and answer session. We would like you to make your questions very brief and clear to understand. And time permitting, we'll be able to take contributions from a few people. And we expect that each contribution should not be more than 2 minutes because of time. Thank you. A major challenge faced by farmers is the attack by pests, which we know that if it's not tackled promptly and properly, can result in reduced or total loss of yield and income. In order to prevent this, farmers have over the years adopted various means of pest control, including the use of chemical pesticides. Unfortunately, a large percentage of crop growers do not take into consideration the information provided by manufacturers on the label, while some do not even understand, and some cannot even interpret the provided information. And this often leads to misuse and abuse of such a product, which inadvertently can reduce the effectiveness of the product or create health hazards on the consumers of the products. Hence, VD&S Farmer Center has come up with this all-important session to sensitize our farmers on the proper use of pesticides for effective results while protecting consumers and the environment. Now, like I said earlier, this is a continuation of the webinar we had last month, and this is just the part 2. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming our speaker for today, Mr. Damilola Adetola. Mr. Adetola is an agronomist who is engaged in vegetable production and its entire value chain. He holds a bachelor's in agriculture, specifically plant physiology and crop production, from the Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta, Ogun State. He started his career as a technical field officer with Harvest Field Industries Limited and positively impacted many smallholder farmers, cascading his knowledge in good agricultural practices. Mr. Adetola has introduced improved technologies in vegetable production to numerous farmers in Lagos and Ogun states. In his quest to train and have direct contact with over 5,000 farmers annually, Mr. Adetola runs production demonstration trials with improved technologies on 4 hectares of land in Agbowa and calls for farmers' field day twice a year. I have incidentally been privileged to witness a few of his field days, and all the time I've been impressed and awed at the state of his farms, the detailed care and attention the vegetables receive, all of which translate to good foods, high yields, and bumper harvests. He is the executive sales representative at East West Seed and currently manages the activities of East West Seed in the Southwest and Southeastern states of Nigeria. Mr. Adetola, you are welcome. You have the floor.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
All right. So I will be bringing on board and I hope larger percentage of us are in the webinar last month. I think it's last month, yes, last month, where we able to introduce ourselves proper to pesticide label. I'm very sure you can see my screen. It'll be showing right now. And yeah, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. All right, so maybe I'll just try and run little bit background of in favor of people that are not present in the lab with the webinar last month, where we be able to talk around open up our eyes to see how pesticide were labeled and how we can poison our customer, even ourselves, by not taking regular course to check the label, right, properly before we start using them. We ran a lot of slides and a lot of explanation last month, and we need to introduce it to people properly. All right, so this webinar will just be, I'll do some of the background check of what we did last month, and then I will not stay on that course for a very long time. I want to really cover the recommendation part, because last month we just took the labels and use. This month we'll be talking more around the recommendations, then we'll be able to close this chapter of the week. All right, so my name is Damilola Adetola, and I work with East West Nigeria. Right, what we'll be hearing before is international, but now we are in Nigeria properly, and then we run as a legal entity in Nigeria. All right, so okay. All right, so part of what we did last month is that we tried to introduce ourselves to the insect properly, because if you don't know the insect, there's no how you want to manage them, right? And this is part of the insects that you know. So suckling insect, I was able to categorize them in few arrays. So I've been able to categorize them, that you know what you are suckling or battling. So suckling insects, they run from aphids, broad mites. You can see how aphids look like. Maybe you see them under the leaves, and you see them under the leaves. And when you open them, you see this kind of color. They are somewhat yellow, right, in color, and they look like poop. They don't take much attention. You don't think they are moving, but yes, they are living material, and yes, they move. All right, so these are aphids. Then the broad mite. So I'm very sure for people that put on pepper, they should have seen this kind of activities on their peppers, right? Where they'll just see the pepper looking like so brown. The activity is called broad mite, right? And the strips, this is very magnified. Strips, you likely not see it as big as this. It's maybe majorly in flowers. That's when they can be exposed. You can see them maybe in a tissue paper, white paper, that you can see. The majority of what everybody knows, whitefly. Whitefly is everywhere, especially when it comes to dry season, right? My slide has been covered with this band. Please let me justice to that. All right. Okay, so the last one on this slide is the red spider mite, and then these are important insects that you need to know if you are growing vegetable. Suckling insects can be vector of some important viral diseases. So if you are talking about viruses, right, you should be looking around this area. If this kind of insects are in your farm, you should be able to be expecting viruses if you don't manage them properly. All right, so talking about leaf miner, you should see other insects, miners and borers, right? You can look around the fruit and shoot borers. Look at how they look like. Look at how they turn this eggplant to look like, and I'm very sure you will be seeing them in the field, right? Fruit worms, leaf miner, fruit flies, pod borers. Let me just move fish. Chewing insect, you can see armyworm, you see leaf folders. A lot of these things, leaf folders happen in rainy season or where there is moist condition. It's people just, my leaves is coiling and we are in the wet season, is thing that you need to read. And semi-leaf looper, flea beetle, squash beetle, armyworms, a lot of things are insects. How about the diseases that you need to look around? So I just try to bring them together. Deform leaves, shoot light, leaf blight, fruit spots, fruit rot. Majority of us knows bosom and rot, wilts, right? Vascular wilts. Vascular wilts can talk about vertical wilts. I can talk about a lot of it that can happen. I'm just trying to highlight what you should be expecting. The rot, the canker. And if we have this kind of a thing on our farm, what does it look? What does our farm look tends to look like? They are less productive. The vigor is appearance. The look of the plant. Vigor looks so poor. The root system looks so poor. Quality of the fruit very, very poor. Something or dead. In fact, you might like not even harvest anything at all. You have low yield or no yield at all, and there's no profit, low profit or non-profit at all. How about bacteria? A lot of us, we are very keen. If you are farming tomatoes, you will be have bacteria which will have been a challenge, except you have the variety. A lot of our tomatoes variety are bacteria with resistance. How about the bacteria spots, like that I was explaining together in the other time? The fungi, we have the gummy stem blight. I think you should be looking around the picture so well. This, maybe I should give an announcement. If you really wanted to be keen yourself to this, you can take a screenshot as you are looking around, because I likely not be able to send or extract this kind of slide from is the company property that it is likely not be able to extract or get extracted. All right, so you can screenshot if you need this for yourself. Early blight, you can see, look at the difference between early blight and leaf spots, right? Look at their differences. I need to tell you that you look around, having early blight. I don't know how to explain more, but look around as a layman. It's an angular spot and there is an holo. We see the holo shape. This is just a conical and something is going around. But look around the yellow patches. The yellow patches is tending towards spreading to the leaves. But this one is circular spot, right? Circular spot, and it's going to dead the leaves, trying to spread around the leaves. But this can just splash. You have a particular angular holo, then the yellow patches is going to spread later. How about the leaf blight? Yeah, you have it in street front and all. Then anthracnose, you can see anthracnose in the stem, yet even in the fruit, is a fruit. I can notice anthracnose, especially pepper farmers. You see a lot of anthracnose on your farm. What about the black leaf mold? See, it's very different for everything you're looking at. About somewhat, you can think that they look so similar, but you can really differentiate them, right? And for free, all these things, they have their peculiar active ingredients that they take care of this. It's not as if you are just spraying fungicide. for you to be able to identify. After you identify that kind of a disease, then you know how you are going to take measure, right, to take rid of them. How about powdery mildew? Powdery mildew, a lot of powdery mildew in okra, in cucumber, even in tomatoes. And the condition is that you have higher relative humidity. When the humid condition, it has been increased. In humid condition, you will see a lot of these fungi. How about damping off? A lot of people know damping off early in seedlings, either seedling phase or when you just transplant, where there's too much water, you tend to have damping off on your field. It blight, right? A lot of people, all of us, especially people that are farming tomatoes, come in challenge of it blight. But for downy mildew for cucumber farmers, you see a lot of downy mildew. Then beans viruses, papaya ring spots, you can look around it, but you have more of it in the wet, in the dry season. Mosaic virus in tomatoes or pepper, they are there that you can see, and a lot of viruses does not have cure. No viruses has cure. Eat their fruiting before you contact the virus. How about yellow leaf virus? Yeah, you see it. All right, so this particular slide, I wanted to run this particular slide last month, but time couldn't allow me, so we'll just be talking about this particular slide more. I'm talking about mode of action of insect and insecticide, that the case may be. All right, so what is mode of action? So it's a specific action of insecticide targeted as a specific part of function of an insect. All right, so the science, let me explain more around this. The science of every insecticide is that target a particular part of an insect, right? So if you're talking about the mode of action, you need to know the specific insecticide that you're using, and where is the target? Is either stomach contact, is it systemic, is it contact, is a part where it is being functional, one of the organs of the insect that will have contact with the insecticide before it can really work. All right, it can be the feeding part, it can be the nerve part, it can be the respirating organ, it can be the growth or development organ, it can be the excreta that will touch or have a contact with the insecticide, then it can be able to work. Is it the energy muscular organ, is it the reproductive organ, or digestive organ, right? So everything that we are talking about mode of action is really building up on a phenomenon called resistance, right? So if you are really thinking about insecticide, you should really pay more attention to think about that. So what is resistance? The result of using the same type of mode of action, right, is what really leads to resistance. Using the same thing over and over, and does not mean you are changing the name of the chemical, and simply mean you are changing the type of an act. You need to look around the same class, right? Insect pests survive to spread insecticide. So when you have sprayed the same insecticide over and over again, they tend to survive. Say you are spraying this and you are spraying that, yet you still have that kind of insect, right? That's the testimony of pepper farmers. And the insects, right? They are prone, they need to spray over and over. And then the one time is in a cycle, they can spray at least 3 or 4 times. That's max, right? 3 or 4 times. That's the maximum insects. It's not that they tend to build. And then spray blues is efficacy. So let's look around this first scenario. after mentioning that class of insects, I'm just trying to say, all right, let's just look around this scenario. Look at let's scenario A. Scenario A just means that you are spraying mode of action 3A alone. Then people in the class in 3A is like every ilotrain, like sapametrine, lamtrine, dalmetrine, all those trains, and they are different elements. You are spraying one particular one over and over again, and sprayed M3A. Afterwards, it was able to kill all the one in green color. Then the red was there. Then later, after them.
Jamie, we can't hear you anymore. Okay, he probably has a challenge with his network. I will try and reach him offline. Jamie is trying to come back in. Please give us a minute. Thank you.
Na easy be dis. Businessman wey get plenty stocks and investments. Inside the properties wey e get, na the hectares of land wey dey in front. As they like take risk, na so e invest 50% put for mixed farming and 20% on livestock. E come still invest 30% on crop farming with the hope say e go make plenty cake. To start work, e first put signboard outside to employ anybody wey think say get money to do the work. After this one call, e come think say everything don dey alright. But no be the way they think am e dey happen o. E dey spend plenty money, but na small dey enter. E come sit down ask himself say wetin dey shake this? To start work, e first put signboard outside to employ anybody wey think say get money to do the work. After this one call, e come think say everything don dey alright. But no be the way they think am e dey happen o. E dey spend plenty money, but na small dey enter. E come sit down ask himself say wetin dey shake this? To start work, e first put signboard outside to employ anybody wey think say get money to do the work. After this one call, e come think say everything don dey alright. But no be the way they think am e dey happen o. E dey spend plenty money, but na small dey enter. E come sit down ask himself say wetin dey shake this?
All right, and thank you. Sorry for the network. I don't know. Host, please enable me to be able to share my screen.
You can.
All right, thank you. Sorry about Nigerian network. I don't know. Everything just disappeared. Right. Sorry. No. Let me just recap. I don't know where the last time. Were you on the slide with me, or the network trip off?
Yes, we were.
All right. All right. So sorry. Can you hear everybody hear me? I need to maintain it.
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you. So I was trying to explain the first scenario of how resistance is being built up on our farm. All right, so I was saying that this is a particular class. In our last class, I was able to explain different mode of action and their classes. All right, so let's just take an example of class 3. All right, so this class 3 are all these difamentrin family, lambda cyhalothrin, dimetrin, sapametrin, anything that I can think about, they call train as an insecticide, right? This is the class of mode of action they belong to. Let's just say for instance, you sprayed lambda cyhalothrin when armyworm attack your tomato plant or potato plant. All right, so when you now sprayed the lambda cyhalothrin as an active ingredient, right? I'm not saying brand name. You should be able to understand the difference between a brand name and an active ingredient, right? So when I now sprayed lambda cyhalothrin as an active ingredient when the tomato plant was attacked, at the end of the day, you can see all the green were killed by lambda cyhalothrin, right? So the remaining one is another strain, right? Another strain of that particular armyworm. That one is still existing, right? I'm just giving a scenario, right? That one was colored red or orange, or any color you want to call it, this may be. So the next time you now saw that, okay, you have seen armyworm again on your field and you wanted to spray. So you now brought in, let me say, maybe sapametrin, everybody will call. Don't forget the first one that you sprayed was lambda cyhalothrin. Now you now sprayed sapametrin. So when you now sprayed sapametrin, you can see the only what that can kill is only the green. Now you have the red alone on your farm, and the one you sprayed will not die because they are built on your farm over time because spraying only a particular. You can even change the name. You can change the active. I think I'm having bad network again. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying on my screen that my network is not stable. All right, so let us look around the second scenario. Sorry, second scenario is like when you are using a different class, maybe this class 28, they are amide family, they are protein in it. So let's say the first attack on your farm is the train. I mean, let me say, for example, lambda cyhalothrin, and yet one of them is still surviving, right? After the survivor, you see the next attack, then you saw another one. You now you make their amide family, right? They are protein in nature. And when you spray those ones, you can see that it takes care of everything. What are we not saying in nutshell is that spraying the same kind of the class of active ingredients make resistance abound in our farm. So every pesticide, there's a particular label where you see their mode of action or their class, class A, class B, class 28, class 3A. You see them. So when you are buying, you should be able to know the changeable factor. I'm not saying mixing, I'm saying interchange. Interchangeable factor that you need to spray when it comes in that array. All right, so let me just move to the next slide. We spent a lot of time. All right, so at the example of my illustration, I'm just trying to why alternative or rotate mode of action. Alternative or rotate mode of action is the element of effective resistance management, right? So sample or spray, this is a total absoluta or leaf minor, as the case may be instead. So this is their first generation, second generation at the time of their breeding. And then around, if you are spraying the same as xylotrin family, lambda xylotrin, no, it's not good. Lambda xylotrin, sapamectin, damectin, lambda xylotrin, no, you can't spray. I say it is not good. So 3A, you are using 3A, you are using mode of action 5, you are using mode of action 3A, and mode of action 5. That's you are spraying interchangeably. But if you want to have it best, have like 3 kind of mode of action that can target the same insect or class of insect that you want to get rid in your farm. All right, so look around the class 3A, that's xylotrin family, look at mode of action 5, spinoside, we have it in the market, right? Spinoside, I don't know the brand, but we have it, I think maybe, and yeah, I can't remember. Around class 28, right? You can mix it then before you now come back to 3A. Around you have done it so far to about 3 different classes before you now come back to the first one. So when you are saying this, you have seen that you have not even sprayed maybe 2 or 3, you have sprayed maybe a particular class maybe once or twice. With that, you have an insect on your farm. So before you can even see more of that particular class of insect, it will be a very long time, not the same production. And we still encourage crop rotation on our farm. It's still a factor where you can really manage on your farm. All right, so I'm just trying to activate them. 3A, I try to list them in that area. There are more to it. You can go on Google and check the classes of insects. Sorry, give me 50 seconds. Let me manage the noise in my background. I think I'm having noise. All right, so thank you, I'm back. All right, so let's go around how to prevent resistance, right? Firstly, identify the insect pest. Ask it, and ask us, you can go to any agri shop, they can provide help to you after you have snap it and send it to any of us that are agronomists. Or you can, after you snap, and look around the insect on Google, right? There's no new insect anywhere. You can see another species, right? Or another species of it, right? Then buy the right product for the identify insect. Don't just look around broad. Broad is not too good when you're trying to manage a broad spread. Not identify, just know, and not one particular insect. That's what we are being able to buy in this last slide. Then alternate or rotate the use of mode of action against a specific insect pest. Make sure you rotate, right? Make sure you do an alternative method to it. All right, so this is an example of what an insecticide should look like, or pesticide should look like. Don't let me say only insecticide should look like, right? When you buy, you see the brand name, you will see the group, right? Then it's able to tell you, is it insecticide, fungicide, or herbicide? Be able to say, then to mention the name active ingredient. I think let me just rename that. Brand name is Attacker. if the brand name is Atacom, right, and it is 5 WG means wettable granular, right? This W is 35 WG Atacom. Then to be able to tell you, is it an insecticide? You see that it's an insecticide. Then you know the active ingredient, right? Then the group, like the group of the insecticide is going to be measured. See it around there. You see maybe WHO standard class, maybe class 28, they will write it original insecticide. You will see that particular class every the class, if it's a class or on-site, I should be able to show you I should be able to show you how they really look like. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so recommendations. I will just pick, because of our time, I'll pick maybe five crops, and maybe top crops. I cut top crops to me because as somebody in business, this is top crops that I saw the seed more. That's why I pick it. So I know a lot of farmers are growing crops, right? So sweet corn, right? So if you are growing sweet corn, this insect that you should be expecting are aphids and caterpillar. There's no more insects that is more important, right? I'm not saying there are no other insects that were important insects, aphids and caterpillar, or you can call it an. All right, so you are buying an insecticide. Look around this mode of action. You buy 3 kind of mode of action, you are fine. 3A, you need lambda cyhalothrin. In 3A, you can come back the 6, you can buy 6 abametin, right? Everybody use neem oil. Flubameride, I'm just looking around trying to chop the one that we have in our market. We have flubameride in Tian, I think it's in Tian, and neem oil. I'm telling you that what you have maybe 4 of it on your farm, I'm very sure you'll be able to any insect effect. Right, so for aphids, look around the aphids, the action is stomach contact. Sorry, I'm saying aphids. Lambda cyhalothrin will control both aphids or armyworm as is B. All right, and it is the action is the stomach. SC, it is stomach contact. Right. Then let me look around another one that we have in our market. Okay, abametin. Abametin will control armyworm very well. So if you are having case of armyworm, you buy lambda cyhalothrin, abametin, you can come neem oil, neem extract, we take care of it too. You can have it. And we take care of it. That's flubameride, we take care of it. We have those active in our market. All right, so people that stay in the church too, that are here, that are privileged to be here. When farmer comes, I want to come later. What are those things that we can buy when we want to go to and give them around the available, sort it and have it for yourself. At the end of the day, I think we have it on a particular website. We can go to and East to West Seed. Maybe at the end of the day, I can see that. Right? Then for fungi management, what you need to take care of: rust, only blight, then downy mildew in sweet corn that you need to take care of. So if you have fungicide like talonin, copper-based fungicide, mancozeb, oxystrobin, chromocap, we don't have chromocap in the market. We have zamozalin in the market. We have metalaxy in the market. We have metalaxy in our market. I think a lot of things blocking my view. All right, we have metalaxy in our market. So for corn rust, for corn leaf blight, for downy mildew, copper-based fungicide we take care of. up till, but don't forget they are preventive. So if you have it already on your farm, what can you use? You use oxystrobin. Oxystrobin is going to take care of it. And don't forget the maximum time you can spray oxystrobin is 4 times. Right? You can take care of it, but it is preventive and control. So for Promocarb, we don't have Promocarb in our market. For Zamozalin is only creative fungicide, right? And in fact, people that are selling Zamozalin, I'm very sure I use Zamozalin a lot. I think we have it in maybe in Glory made by UPL. And there's another particular one. I think it's small one. We don't have it in the market. I use Flash One to waste. We don't have any importer that is importing directly that is import Flash One, right? But metalaxy, we have metalaxy in you can use. Or sweet corn, let me move away from. Or pepper farmers. If you are growing pepper, how can I hide this thing that is disturbing me? Really disturbing me. All right, pepper. You need friponine. We don't have friponine in our system. Friponine, lambda cyhalothrin. We have lambda cyhalothrin in our market. We have thymosanizan in our market. We have imidacloprid in our market. We have abamectin in our market. We have flumimeridan in our market. And look around the combination of the classes. I carefully choose. If you want to control, let me say, for example, whiteflies, don't forget for pepper, most important insect you need to take care of: whitefly, aphids, thrips, broad mite, and caterpillar. 1, 2, 3. So I 1, 2, 3, the same active will take care of 1, 2, 3. So carefully, if you want to take care of whitefly from your farm, if you spray thiamethoxam, we have it in Renova, we have it in Capsitox, we have it in some of the active brand name. I can't really I'm not chemical seller. I'm chemical seller. I should be able to tell you the brand of it, right? Imagine you want to take care of whitefly. So first spraying, you spray thiamethoxam, and second spraying, you now spray imidacloprid. Look at it, they are in the same mode of action. For him, you are at a risk, and a lot of farmers does this a lot. Maybe in dry season, they want to control whitefly. They'll first spray maybe Renova, Bipoga, Capsitox, forgetting the remaining brand name. I think it is this, I can't remember. Maybe, and their second spraying, they will now spray maybe Confidor or Bileon, Imifos. It is, you are trying to build resistance on your farm. You are doing that because they are in the same class, they are in the same mode of action. And look around that target, they are systemic. Both of them, both systemic. So it's the risk you are trying to do on your farm. You should be able to know them, mode of action into use. If you have this table, it can guide you in the selection of pesticide you will choose. At the end of the day, you're choosing that kind of insect. All right, so look around all these symbols, just saying that anything that you pick around where this and it's going to take care of whitefly, aphids, right? For broad mites, lambda cyhalothrin will take care of broad mites. Lambda cyhalothrin will broad mite. Then abamectin will take care of broad mite. Same abamectin will take care. Lambda cyhalothrin will take care of caterpillar. Spinoside will take care of caterpillar. Abamectin will take care of caterpillar. Flubediamide will take care of caterpillar. Neem extract will take care of caterpillar. So let me come to fungicide in pepper. The only corrective fungicide for pepper is oxystrobin that we have in our, I'm not saying that we have in our market. I'm not saying that you can't get in that market. The one that you get in our market, it is oxystrobin, right? Because it is only preventive and curative. If you have an issue with anthracnose, powdery mildew, successful leaf spots. If you're having issue already, Oxystrobin is going to take care of you. But if you want to prevent it, mancozeb and chlorothalonil into it for you. Okra. Okra used to have a lot of issues with insects, and the insects are not perfect, which is very similar to what I have explained before, right, in that areas and in that column. For the fungi disease, powdery mildew and viruses, major that you'll be having issues with. And the only curative fungicide for it is oxystrobin. The remaining one, they are preventive. All right, so second to the last, I think this is the fourth of cucumber. Cucumber, same array. Look around the insect, thrips, whitefly, aphids, papilla, leaf miner, beetles, and fruit flies. They are major insect pests to take care of when it comes to growing cucumber. All right, so lambda cyhalothrin will surely take care of almost every problem, but yet to guide against resistance, you can't be spraying it over and over again. All right, so another thing I think is available in the market is abamectin. We don't have spinoside in the market. I'm not sure we have spinoside in the market. Bemamide is available in the market, and I'm just saying this to let guide you when you want to grow this crop, know what you're going to buy from the store, right? And taking care of the disease as well too. Important disease that you need to watch against is anthracnose, powdery mildew, downy mildew, and viruses that you need to watch against. All right, what about the active ingredient that you can buy available in our market? Copper based, yes, preventive. Chlorothalonil, preventive. Mancozeb, preventive. Oxystrobin, preventive and curative. Promocap, preventive and curative. Zamozalin is 100% curative. Metalazi is both preventive and curative for cucumber. All right, so what about if you are spraying, if you want to guide against anthracnose, you can guide against that, prevent it. You can spray anthracnose powdery mildew and downy mildew. Guide against it, you can spray copper-based fungicide, chlorothalonil, and mancozeb, as the case may be. Then oxystrobin to guide against and to prevent it. But don't forget, if you are spraying oxystrobin, you can't spray more than 4 times in an entire cycle. The main one is to build resistance on your farm. And last but not the least is tomatoes. There's no really much difference between the effect of tomatoes and the effect of cucumber. Almost similar. Aphids, whitefly, papilla, leaf miner, tuta absoluta, leaf miner, Laryzomyza, Laryomyza, the one that you should bring lines on the surface of the leaf. Then red spider mite. So the same explanation where you see this mark, the active ingredients take care of. Thank you for your rapt attention. Let me see if I have questions. I now I'll be able to take more than my time. Let me see if I can need more in. I'm done, ma. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Damilola. Thank you so much for your time and for putting this presentation together. We appreciate you. We'll go into question and answer. Send your questions, comments, or clarifications or suggestions via chat, so we can read them out for Mr. Detola to respond. And if we have time, we can take contributions for a few people. Dami, thank you once again. When you talked about the recommendations for sweet corn, you said that the only pests or major pests are aphids and caterpillar. For some of us, we have a major pest that you didn't talk about, and that's monkeys. And I believe in the course of your answering questions, maybe something like that will come up, or maybe you have a suggestion on or a solution to the monkey menace most sweet corn farmers are facing. So I think we'll quickly go into the question and answer session. Or did you want to respond to that?
Is that monkey?
Before? Yeah.
It's to be hunting. It's to be hunting. Take gun and shoot.
Okay. So I think the first question this evening is from Kayode Idowu, who's asking how anthracnose is managed in pepper and bacterial speck, and how can he differentiate between anthracnose and bacterial speck? If you just want to respond to that.
Anthracnose and anthracnose, I think don't let me go too far. So anthracnose in pepper, very, very easy. You see more on the fruit. More on the fruits. Look around the shape, right? Anthracnose, you see it in the middle, hollow, dark, as if you want to divide the pepper, right? Like this. This is anthracnose. Only spot. Second one is leaf spot, if I hear that one right. And for on the fruits, let me see if I can have. Yeah, all right. So this is what bacterial spot look like, right? On the fruit, but on the leaves, you first start seeing it on the leaves. And how you can guide against bacterial spots is you have it more in the rainy season, wet season, and just the debris or what has been there in the last that really causes when there's a splash when rainfall starts to be deep. If you have done cultural method, if you have done your what's it called, land preparation very well, you likely not have bacteria speck. When you mulch, you likely not have bacteria. But I put on the control in pepper. So bacteria speck, oxystrobin is going to take care of anthracnose very well, and same as bacteria speck or spot. And majorly bacteria speck is taking care of copper fungicide. But if you want to use copper fungicide, but please make sure you have it enough, maybe a month before you start harvesting to get copper in the system of human being, this carcinogenic nature, right? So I'm not sure if I have. I'm sure I've answered your question.
Okay. Thank you very much for that answer. I observed that a lot of people are going out and coming back in. I think it's the network is really bad. So people may have missed some parts of this wonderful presentation that you gave. If you would like to have the recording of this session, please send us your email. You can send it via chat. We'll pick it up, and once we're able to retrieve the recording, we'll send to every email address that we have. Thank you very much. There's a question here. I think it's an anonymous question. It was sent to me privately. You mentioned stomach contacts, and the person would like to know. He or she says, does stomach contact mean the pesticide should contact the stomach?
Stomach of the insect. So this is how it works. when you spray the stomach contact, it's just saying that when the insects appear in question, the insect that they use their stomach to lay, because science have watched, they know how plants feed. So insects feed on plants. So you don't want to, you can't take care of armyworm, for example, without not using any insecticide that is stomach contact, because they will use their stomach to lie on. Some is their leg, some is their chewing part that they're going to use, some is their proboscis. So when scientists are formulating that kind of insecticide, they have studied the habit of the insect pests before they can design. They have designed it to work in that nature. So for stomach contact is for a class of insects that use their stomach to rest on the plant when they are feeding. So that's how it will work.
Thank you very much for that explanation and clarification. There's a question from Morenike. I believe it's a she, and the question is, do monkeys disturb tomatoes too? I don't think so, but maybe Dami, you want to respond to that?
I mean, I've not seen that scenario. I've not even seen monkey disturbing farm before. I don't pray to see it.
No, it's really bad. They come in and they destroy the entire farm. So it's a good thing you haven't seen it. I pray you don't see it. We have seen it on our farm, and it was
I think it's very easy to control too. Just make sure they are not trees turning each other on your farm.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that. If trees are not joining each other, they're not forming canopy. There's no how you see monkey. Monkey only trend on trees. If you don't have trees on your farm, you have gotten rid of monkeys. Go and cut it. Not all the trees, even the ones surrounding your farm.
Thank you, Dami. There's a question from Awa. I see a lot of small snails on my okra leaves, I think, and I think it eats up the leaves, but you have not mentioned it as one of the things that attack vegetables. So snails, just like monkeys attacking your sweet corn farm. So small snails attack her okra. So
right, snail.
Yes.
Yeah, snail, fantastic. So it's easier. All of us we used to eat snail now. Even when snail comes, you'll be able to be happy and harvest snail. But nevertheless, history should let you know when you are doing your soil preparation. If you prepare your soil with even ordinary salt, salt, salt kills snail now. No snail wants to come near salt. So just do at the perimeter of your farm. Get enough soil, and soil is salt. Maybe you are going to in solution form or so. Either you sprinkle or you use salt water around the perimeter of your farm. Whenever, and when they come, they die because it is salt. Right? It's as simple as that. There are a lot of things that people. That's just the simplest. As you can because every other thing that people use, they are banned. People are using carbofuran, and carbofuran have been banned. People use it too, and has been banned. But salt cannot be banned because we use salt every time. So just go through the perimeter of your farm before they invade, and make sure you sprinkle salt all around the farm. If you want to say, like go and waste money to buy a lot of salt, I think that ship salt inside bag. You buy 4 by 5 bags, and that should be able to take care of our neck. Go and sprinkle around it, and yeah.
Yes, thank you for that. And Awa says thank you. So I think she got that. And if you would like to all our previous webinars and the ones to come, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's posted on the chat right now, and I don't see any other questions here. So I think, Dami, you have done a great job. I think everybody understands because there are no questions here. There are thank yous. And okay, there's one here who says the question is, can two pesticides of different mode of actions be mixed together?
Don't mix. I emphasize it, spray alternatively. Don't mix any insecticide. You spray alternatively. What I mean about alternatively, maybe you spray one on Monday when you want to do your next, maybe after 4 days or 1 week, or another mode of action. So you don't mix. You are muted, man.
Oh, I am? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So thank you for that. I think I don't have any more questions on the chat. I don't know if we have anyone who wants to ask a question. Maybe we can take 1 or 2 questions or comments or suggestions. If you have, you can just use the raise hand function. So we can unmute you or ask you to be unmuted to ask your question. If you do have a question or a suggestion or a clarification to make. Well, I don't see any hands up. And I think that means we are good. So once again, on behalf of VD&S Farmer Center, I'd like to say a very big thank you to Mr. Damilola Adetola. First, for making time out of his very, very, very busy schedule, because I know Dami is very busy and he's just come back from a trip around the Southwest. So thank you once again, Dami, we appreciate you. Thank you for enlightening us once again and educating us on pesticide usage on our farms and the different kinds of pests that we have to contend with on our farms. We would like to appreciate our sponsor, Know Your Farm Hands. And we want to say a very big thank you to all of you great farmers who have set up time to attend today's webinar. Like I said, I saw a lot of people going out and coming in, some using 4 different devices to try to get on. I think the network was really bad tonight, but we appreciate your resilience. And like I said, we will send you the recording of the webinar so that you don't miss out or on anything. I understand there's a question. Before I say the final goodbye, let me see the question. Okay. I'm sorry, Dami, there's a question from Harun Ayolike. Can I mix Larafos along with Mancozeb to spray?
Okay. Mixing either fungicide or insecticide together, you need to check your compatibility. Larafos is the active in Larafos is lambda-cyhalothrin, and with Mancozeb is preventive. Yes, you can, but know the time you want to spray, not when the condition on the plant. Or blindly, we used to recommend individual spraying because of reaction and interjection of chemicals. But with that, since it's preventive, why not? But it is not in the hot sun. We are not in wet season, and that's why we are not in dry season either. This dry season, I will not suggest that because it's likely ash on the plant. Dry season comes with a lot of hardness on plants, so you can mix now. And just know if you want to spray late in the evening. Sorry, late in the afternoon. Late in the afternoon is around 4. when there's no more sun in the atmosphere.
Thank you, Dami. Hawa is asking if pesticides can be mixed with foliar fertilizers to spray.
Yeah, it's the same science. Just make sure it's not harsh. You know, a lot of recommendations, even on those, right? Just check. Foliar fertilizer. For me, my recommendation, I use foliar fertilizer, but the one that is organic. Don't use any inorganic fertilizer. Don't mean that if you use inorganic, it's not work. It will work, but once I know the way God created man to be feeding through their mouth, the same way God created plant to be feeding through their root system, right? And the case of using their stomata, I mean the leaves, to feed or to feed them is just to rescue them, right? So if plant root system is working very fine, perpetuating them with their leaves or their stomata is not really encouraging. So but there's no science around saying that you should not spray work, but yet it's not a good way to train. A good way to train a plant is to train them, right? But when they need it, right? You know, just know the time. At this time in town, you need to spray their fertilizer. And I recommend this organic fertilizer that they're not ash on the plant. They're not, you know, there's some that you just spray at the end of the day. You are thinking that you want to provide care for them. And immediately you spray, you just see that the plant just show another thing of interaction that it has. And with that, just that the plant is not doing the one that thinking that you want to help you. If you want to apply inorganic fertilizer, please go through the root. But if you want to apply the foliar spray that are organic, then you can still do so. But yes, you need to know the weight you want to spray your farm.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm done.
Yes, thank you very much. The last question we have here from Awa is what's the active ingredient in neem oil?
Neem oil is asadarika. It's popular. It's a way of it's asarakatine. Let me show you. I think I have it on my head. Asadirakatin neem extract. Is it asadirakatin? In fact, you can see the mode of action is unknown.
Yeah.
Just say that is unknown. But Agbo is apps.
Okay. Okay. So that's all the questions we have for today. We thank you once again, Dami. We thank you, your farm hands. We thank you, great farmers. At VD&S Farmers Center, our aim is to positively impact farmers' lives and businesses. And we trust we have been able to add value to you. For further questions and further clarification, please contact us at info@vdsfarmsonline.com. Thank you and God bless you, and stay tuned for the next episode of our Farmer Center webinar series, which will come up next month. We will send you an invitation via email if we have your email address, or via WhatsApp if we have your telephone number. And if you would like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please pick the link on the chat. And we thank you very much. God bless.
Suppose they make because people wey dey work for you no dey honest, dem no just send you. We don carry Know Your Farm Hands come. Make you download Know Your Farm Hands app from Play Store on top your Android device. Come start to dey register your farm hands for free. If you don't register on this app, you go fit verify the worker wey you get mind to hire to work on top your farm. Because farmers wey be like you don add each farm hand on top there, and dem don talk wetin dem know about dem for there sef. The only thing wey you need to do na to put your information for there, open account, then just log inside the app. After that, if you click for the corner wey dey the bottom left, you go fit search for the farm hand wey you wan hire with their name, email and phone number until you see the farm hand wey you dey find. Farmers wey don work with the worker wey you get for mind to hire go flag them and then give you information as per the experience wey dem get with them. Make you sef register your own farm hands on top the app, and you fit come carry their fingerprints put for there. Yes, this one will be like unique identification for each farm hand. Make you sef register your own farm hands on top the app, and immediately dem don dey registered, just click on top flag to talk wetin you know about them. Each farm hand. If you need help as you do all of this, just send email to support@knowyourfarmhands.ng. We make you phone 0705 3680 191 or 0809 091 5139. Sabi your farm hands. If you make you for free from stress, just send email to support@knowyourfarmhands.ng. We make you phone 0705 3680 191 or 0809 091 5139. Sabi your farm hands. If you make you for free from stress, send email to support@knowyourfarmhands.ng. We make you phone 0705 3680 191 or 0809 091 5139. Sabi your farm hands. If you make you for free from stress, send email to support@knowyourfarmhands.ng. We make you phone 0705 3680 191 or 0809 091